for that. We'll get to share 'em, but I want her to try to come up with some herself, and then we'll share a little bit.
I was gonna show you my experience. I didn't use it yet.
Good morning, Miss Andrea. Miss Madison, if you are there, we will be having a special guest today by the name of Andrew Maggio.
You did hear the excitement? I heard excitement. Yes.
I love Andrew, so anything that doesn't sound like that is not whatever he sounds like. True story.
She said true story. I'm covering my butt.
She did not say truly a story.
Right, but true story. True love it.
He knows I do, so I'm not even gonna stress. Okay.
She's not stressing.
Ooh, this isn't mine. This is from Melissa Deveris.
Melissa is HR.
Okay.
If that's your folder, then the stuff that she's going into is for the,
Oh, right here it is, but I'm not sure what.
what's missing on this?
Yeah.
It's just an example. It shows you. What it shows you, it says at least what I know.
Because it's just a
It shows
worksheet,
you a
right?
room full of people. This is the most wonderful thing that you could see, I think, in here. Because it shows you a group of people, a list of people, and what their commission is for the week. And when you look at that commission, almost everybody's about the same thing. You don't have two people at the top with 75,000 and one at the bottom with nothing.
Really did.
You know what that tells me? That tells me a whole lot
Probably
about
because you saw Melissa's information.
Yeah, so I was like, oh my gosh,
the
wait a minute.
awesome thing.
Good morning. Who's there? Say hello. Don't be shy, say hi. We'll give another 2 or 3 minutes.
Here's one of the company. It's a marketing company. You know, so you see the sales board, because they all show the sales board. Okay. When you come in, they've got 3 or 4 people, maybe or 5. Up on the board, oh my gosh, they've just blown me away. There's so much on there. Everybody else has almost nothing down to 0. Okay? That tells you something's off. Get up and leave.
Oh, look at you doing dressing today.
Oh, I literally forgot to call you back, but it was because when I got to the
his chin was messed up. So they said apparently when they were playing a little play, they were playing on the playground and she got kicked. And her chin.
What was it, like split and stuff?
Right along the jawline. I mean, a perfect little, and I'm like, y'all didn't call me. You really want to wait until I come
Alright,
pick
1,
my
2,
baby
3,
up?
4. Okay, we have.
And she's only 2, right?
Okay. Miss Andrea, I'm guessing you are on here, but I wanna make sure that you are, cause we're gonna go into some contracts and stuff, so if you could send a hello. Or text me. Miss K, good morning.
Good morning.
She had to think, she's like, oh, I'm okay.
No, I was drinking.
Oh.
I was drinking.
Let's drink microbiome.
All right, you guys, I'll pull up your emails.
I can't believe you thought I didn't care.
I thought you didn't care to take it with you. I don't know, I just figured you were fancy and had the information you needed, or had somewhere to go, or knew that you could, I don't know. And I didn't want to put you on the spot like, you take it, listen. I said what I said.
I was
You
prepared
guys
that.
do- Oh, okay.
Next time.
I know.
Are we supposed to have a new email?
You should have this, you guys check to see if you have an email from Andrew.
Oh, I had that one from yesterday, the prosperity contracting link.
Yes.
Okay, yes, I have that.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna go through today.
Okay, because I was like, I got the script.
I don't have any additional emails.
And another one just came
the
through.
script from yesterday.
When I refreshed it, another one just came through at like 10:10.
Yeah, I refreshed it.
You didn't get one this morning either? Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Um. Good morning. All right, Ms. Madison, this is gonna be kind of dry for you for the next little bit while they're doing their contracting, so I will, in case you pop off, I'll shoot you a message once we're done and we get into the day. But Ms. Andrea, I do need you to check in so I can make sure you're ready for this walkthrough. You're welcome. You sent it to me too, Andrew?
I was up to everyone just now. Again, well,
They've gotten it.
Yeah, I got it too. Are
so
you on the internet mode? Remember, you let her use your Ethernet.
Yeah, Mo, you're not connected to the
Yeah.
internet.
she gave me the
That's
look.
broken, that's broken.
She gave me
Yeah,
the look
that's
like,
broke.
damn, they're right.
They are.
You're not getting any emails. I said a lot of important stuff in the last 20 minutes. Wondering what the hell's going on.
My Ethernet isn't working.
It was yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
That's important. Now, Jason, take a look at it. It's just so that you know kind of what we're doing with this little piece. This is just submitting our appointment for Prosperity, which is one of the carriers. So it's pretty self-explanatory to walk through, or to move through. There's one piece where you have to upload a document that Mo's going to send you when she connects back into the interwebs. Does everyone know their NPNs?
Yeah.
Stuff good. Okay. If not, that's something we want to know.
Okay, and then they're not the water, try again. Oh, something happened, it worked.
It worked?
Maybe I wiggled it right.
You know what kills me is when people say unplug it and plug it back in, and I'm like, that's not an IT answer, but then you do it.
And it works.
That is like, that's the number one thing with IT is,
The first thing they tell you.
Like, yeah.
you know, I mean, that the resolutions that are offered should not even work, ever.
When I did my, both in high school, my A+ certification, I was taught, always ask the customer, is it plugged in? Before anything.
You would
sometimes
be
you-
so
That's what he told us. And that's why, like, I'll try to reset, unplug, plug.
I know, my
Usually
most
it's not
frustrating,
stupid.
my most frustrating experiences are because I am tech savvy and I know what processes to reset things and whatnot, and so I'll call the cable company because the internet's out, or, oh my god, we're getting, and they're like, I did it, I did it, why do you think I'm calling?
That just happened to me, like a month ago, and they're like, well, we're gonna send a technician. I was like, she's like, I have to tell you over again. I'm like, well, I just did it 5 times.
Really,
In 5 different ways, I even moved it to another cable.
I know, I'm like, I just did all this multiple times, I did A, B, C, D, I'm like, if you wanna go through it again, by all means, this may ain't gonna work.
Yeah, the lady told me, she's like, I just like have to because of my job. I was like, okay, we can go again.
Yeah.
It ended up, they had to send a technician, get to go in my attic, so I don't know, do something up there.
Yeah.
What's on my mind? Nothing. Absolutely.
Yeah, I put this here can.
Think,
There's a positivity.
That's apparent. You said that's apparent. She don't need stitches?
No. I took her to, the walk-in clinic on 50, the urgent care. And they literally, it's kind of like,
They just did dermabond.
I think that's literally, and they just stuck it to, like they cleaned it and everything, yeah.
Oh,
And they cleaned it really good. Like she didn't even cry,
It doesn't hurt.
and they just put it right together. But I didn't take her to daycare today. She's with my mom.
My son, when he was
Okay.
my sister and him were horse playing in the living room, and he dove over the couch, which the couch was along the wall, so there was a sliding glass door, and his head right into the trap.
I'm
And,
myself.
I had to give her a yard, and they had to come in with a push.
So they did.
They strapped him down. I was like, I have to leave. I'm like, y'all are a whole baby out.
You should already have.
She was
That was
actually
really
contract
good.
and stuff, but you won't have to do.
It's kind of funny how they do things now with
But you won't
COVID,
have to
especially
do
with
until,
babies. We
you
stayed in the
get your
house the
razor and
entire
stuff,
time,
okay.
so they brought the clinic to us. But they were just like, just come get in the back with her, whatever, and she was in the car seat, they're like, y'all have to take her out, because having her in the car seat actually helps them more, in case she wanted to try and fight or something, but they were like, oh, okay, we love you.
As long as it's not gonna be distracting.
Oh, she's a total drama queen, honey,
With
she
the
was
fact that she's
born.
hurt,
Yeah.
let them like.
Yes.
Even with the jaws. and
Yes,
stuff.
the little, he's like, that's her, she's like, give me a little tear, I'm like, oh God, this girl.
So yeah, they put them in the bumpers to put the dermabond on the
I signed so many
only thing I
petitions,
wish they would have told me.
I always think that you.
I know now, so I would have information on is once the dermabond comes off and
Usually it has to do
Use
with
like,
animal welfare and like
Vaseline or
environmental stuff,
or
because that's what my
palmar
face.
scar.
Animal
Oh, okay.
environment,
That
one of
on
the
the
scars
scar,
about.
it actually,
Good
I guess
help
it
her.
makes it like,
But
it makes it worse.
usually the one
The
that's
scar.
I guess because the more it's on, the more
The
it's
scarring
is
is
related
worse
to
with
like
the
warm
dermabond and stuff because
Oh, yeah.
it just
also,
pulls in place better and so. You
Convention of
just
States.
get that doctor and rub it in the fall and do that for, a month or so.
Okay.
It'll really help.
All right, everyone have their email up with the link?
Yes, ma'am.
I went to school with a speaker in the house.
I don't know what that just
I say her
was,
name like I
but
know her.
Well, I do know him. I still talk to him. He's retired.
Oh, before. Not having
forward. You guys will be getting one more email from me as well, and
He's cute, I know all the dirty stuff on
Was not fun. We literally sat in the parking lot for like almost 2 hours. Cause like you go to get checked in, they like only let like 1 or 2 people in at a time.
You know, you could just like super glue if that ever happened.
Oh, she's 2 years old and cyanoacrylic acetate is not going on my baby's face. Sorry, that burns. I know what super glue is.
Yeah,
We
it
use it
burns.
to actually fume fingerprints. No.
No.
Mm-mm. If it's some guy or an adult who wants to use the super glue, that's fine, but we're not using that on my teeny tiny baby. No.
That's true.
all right, did everyone get
It
that
definitely
E
do
and
burn.
O? Did everyone
Yes.
get, hello, did everyone get that E and O email?
No.
No.
Okay,
Got
so
the
came
contract
through.
in.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Ms.
Yes.
Hannah, you have your E and O also?
No, ma'am, I've got just the
Yeah,
contract.
It should just have popped up.
It just have popped in.
Okay, good. Ms. Karen, you have yours as well?
Just got here.
Okay, perfect. All right, and Andrea, I know you should have yours as well. All right, so now we are ready for Andrew and Miss Madison. Miss Madison, if you want to check out the correct Madison CATE and play with those
What about the
emails, the passwords, you should have your corrected info now. All right. Oh.
How tall are you?
Why do things do that? This page has been intentionally left blank like this.
There's
So
a
that they
legal
don't
reason
think
for
that
that.
you're missing information.
Yeah.
So what?
So that you don't think that you're missing information.
Yeah.
No, so that no one can insert anything in there that you didn't see. At least that's what the
Doesn't
military
matter,
taught
we're
us.
about to get some good stuff.
I mean, that's obviously a purpose or it wouldn't be happening. It's just so weird to me because I
Watch, when there's a blank page in the military documents, they go like this and they write an X across the page. They put your initials on every single one of those lines. That means that that blank page is blank and nobody can write anything in there and insert it in the contract.
But what's the point
Pull
of,
a, pull a
why
stuff
don't,
on you.
like, so you're saying, so, okay, you said, so it's like, so people don't think they're missing something, but why not just let it flow?
Good question.
Because it starts a new section, so usually the page breaks are because it's a new.
Okay, go ahead and click on the
contract
link,
Within the same document,
Which
it's
one?
different.
the
Something
prosperity
completely-
contracting link. And we'll be back in shortly, but click on the prosperity contracting link. And go ahead and start inputting that information.
Oh, okay. So you didn't want me to do the first. All right, no problem.
Are we putting our work email or personal email?
Work email, put in your Outlook email.
No, I got guide to ensure that.
Yes. Andrea, if you heard that, go ahead and click on the link and start completing the information on the contracting link. You want to use your Outlook email. First initial, last name at my.guidetoinsure.com.
We using this address for the business address or our own?
Yes. 555.
It's on the screen actually.
Good, even better. Yes, the business address will be the office address.
Do we have to put the suite in here?
604. If it doesn't, you can leave it blank.
Just leave it at the West one.
I don't. What's the phone number here?
888-515-1266.
Oh, okay. 525-1266.
515.
It's in the upper right hand corner of the screen. If that helps, you can copy and paste it right in.
515-4256.
1266.
1266. 515-1266. Got it.
Do we put our physical home address, or it says here, home address is the same as business?
That's on you, either or. You can leave it as the work address or put the home address.
It says, are you currently covered with E&O? And I'm not.
Yes, that's the second email that you have. You're under the company's E&O.
Okay, so yeah.
Okay. But they do have a number, right, for us to put in there?
Sure.
It just tells you to hit yes or no.
But there'll be a number that they're gonna ask you for. The company has a number for that. I'm pretty sure. Unless it's set up different than what I've done before.
Am I currently covered under
Yes.
insurance policy?
Okay, so question,
Yeah.
I actually already have E&O,
Use
so,
the one for this company. Use the information from GTI.
yeah, that's not what I was gonna ask, I was
I'm
going to
sorry.
ask, since I have E&O, if you're offering E&O here, it doesn't make sense to have both, so I would need to cancel mine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cause that's the, like, $57, I don't have to pay it.
Unless you're going to be doing different kinds of insurance, other kinds. You know what I mean? Like you still keep your appointments and you do term life insurance. You still need E&O to cover you when you do that.
Well, yeah, I know that.
Oh, okay, so you must not be then.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Let's move it back in.
Okay.
no, if you're offering it, like,
No, if
like,
she's just saying if you're doing outside business, you're gonna wanna keep it for yourself for your outside business.
no, I get that, but what I was saying was, could I use the same one that you guys, that's what I was saying, like, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, anything here would just be for any business done.
Your products, and it wouldn't be offered, I would
Right.
be able to use it to see if they covered my products.
Right.
Gotcha. That's what I was asking.
So it's asked, select the state you want to be contracted in.
Do Florida
Florida?
currently. Unless you have other licenses already, then just do Florida.
It's part of a call center
So
too.
if you have withheld adjudication application,
If you have what, adjudication?
withheld.
Yeah, if it's withheld, you have to,
No.
yeah.
You don't have anything going on?
No.
For your courts or trials?
No, it's withheld. But I know like on this paper application, it said even if it was withheld, but this doesn't say that. So that means I can hit no. I wanna get all, you lied, you know?
When in doubt, put it down, it never hurts it.
So just put yes and withheld adjudication for the
Yeah.
explanation.
That way you cover yourself.
That's smart. Thank you guys.
You're welcome.
Is another individual or entity providing financial support to or serving as an investor in your business?
We're operating as part of a call center.
Yes.
Thank you.
Providing financial support to or serving as an investor. Beneficiary.
Oh, are we selecting all states that we want to be contracted in?
If you already have your license. Yes.
Wait, but
No,
it
it
says
asks
select-
us to select the states that we want to be contracted in.
If you already have your licenses. So anything that you add moving forward,
So you're saying don't select the states that I already have.
Like for me, I only have Florida, but it says, what do I wanna be contracted in below?
Right,
So
so
you
do we
would
service
always
all the,
select-
do we service all the states?
I don't know if I'm understanding your question. So if you already have your license, go ahead and select those states.
Do you wanna
It's
be,
asking which ones we want
Yeah, she's saying
to
for
be
every,
contracted in, so.
yeah, for every
Right, but
state
if
that you're
we're-
licensed in, select those states.
oh, I see, because you have to be licensed in that state to
For
be
them to
contracted.
contract
Oh,
you in
yeah.
that state.
Yeah,
Yes?
so, cause you're like
Gotcha.
licensed in like 20
I was
something
reading it
states.
differently as in, what states do we need?
Oh, no,
No,
yeah.
no, no.
I was
You
just
already
gonna say,
have.
thank you.
Go ahead.
Andrew will let us know which states he wants us contracted in.
Right,
correct?
as of now, it's whatever you have your license.
Exactly. So we all have to be licensed in Florida.
At least, yes.
So.
Yeah, you can put a home phone number in. You don't even have home phone numbers anymore, except for like old people.
Mhm. I'll be right back.
On the errors and emission insurance, do they want us to select yes because we're gonna be under the company? Or no, because I
Yes,
really,
because you're under GTI, that's what she said.
that's what I thought I heard, but I figured I'd better check.
Yeah, a little
because
later
the way
than
my
that. Just put
computer's
Florida
acting.
guys for that.
I lied.
Yeah, just put Florida, because there's some pre-appointment states that depending on if and when we get your license there, I have to send ahead of time, and then everything else, as we submit business there, they will activate.
So even if they already have their license, just leave it as.
Yeah, just put your home state.
Oh,
I mean, if you already did it, and you know your license in those states, it's not gonna mess anything up. I'm
Okay.
just, yeah. That's what, I was just about to email, and I'm like, no problem with the address on the board. And.
So do we attach the E and O to where it says, proof of air and vision coverage, attach that?
Yes, and do you have that,
Download, yeah,
You know,
for the.
but you have it open, because
Uh-huh.
they may,
With the numbers that way.
right. Well, let's take one.
From the door.
How's Andrew's boy? Didn't he have, someone at the school had,
Yeah,
So, yeah, she's-
another child in the class
Okay.
was exposed and tested positive, and so they took all the kids out of the class. So they went and got the test yesterday, but he's not showing any symptoms. Is another individual or entity providing financial support to or serving as an investor in your business?
I don't remember that. 'Cause we insert, we, no, right? Because that's not it's not like a, oh, yeah, it's no because it's a general LOA downline when there's, so I'm thinking out loud. No is the answer to that.
Beneficiary designation where literally putting a beneficiary in case something happens to us?
It's up to you guys on that. What they're saying is if, you know, you can leave it blank, it's not gonna matter. Because all commissions come through GTI and we pay you. That's there for agents who may be independent, right? And let's say they have built up, you know, they got $10,000 coming to them and then they pass away. They still pay that commission to whatever beneficiary you listed. But it's not, commissions aren't being paid directly to you guys. So unless it doesn't let you click to the next page, like one of
It
those.
does say optional on, just.
Yeah.
Andrea said her kids are great, they're just driving her nuts.
That's what kids do.
Yeah, she's like, I can't believe I have to be in this house, stuck in this house through January 27th. My bad, girl.
On a Thursday with mine and I'm already ready to boot them. Not really. Angels.
Yeah, 'cause someone out there will tell them.
You're Ricky, he's the one who didn't want to get rid of you on a Thursday. I will be right back. Checking.
So the errors and omissions, we put yes, right? Okay, just want to make sure.
Why couldn't this just be a touchscreen?
It says that it is, but it ain't.
You have to turn the touch screen setting on.
This beneficiary thing, I mean, are you
It's
guys,
optional, you can put it down if you want to.
no, I don't.
I had already put it, so it is.
Does this company provide insurance for us? Is it like part of an employee
After
package?
90 days.
So it says I have one or more incomplete contracts.
Cause this is part one, if I'm not mistaken, this is part one of a few
Okay.
different phases, so it won't be completed until.
Once
unless
I
it's
hit,
asking
I
you to
hit
input
continue,
information to move forward.
I hit continue, and then I clicked, went, scroll back down and hit save and continue, and that's when it came up to I could add my E&O PDF. I don't know why I did that. It's weird.
I'll let you move past it.
It's weird that it does that.
It just brought me back to the original page.
Yeah, when you, and then you scroll down and hit save and continue again,
Yeah.
and then it went to the adding, it's like it went to the name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Proof of errors and omission coverage provided.
Did
So
you
that's
get
the
the-
email that you receive, you do have coverage, is it making you attach it there? Download it
Oh,
from,
download it?
and then attach it. Or-
Now your Etch a Sketch skills comes in handy.
Remember, I have to open mine through the internet. I don't have the Adobe.
It should still, cause I think there's a few of you that don't, so if they've been able to bypass it, I'm hoping.
I didn't know when I was doing Etch a Sketch as a kid. Because I got good at it. Got that on.
Oh.
That's great.
Go back to the figures.
I'm making my ID and everything.
Not a recent option desktop. And or. Got to be, I click save. Okay.
It's worth it.
So go to desktop. And save it as. Send us something so we'll see it when we go.
Who wants to do email?
I lost my.
That's fine.
Okay.
And then we're back to
You lost your phone?
Yeah, so I'm like waiting for my ID and everything. Luckily, when it asked, I already had the cop.
Now?
Computer.
It doesn't look like it. Yeah.
Social Security.
Yeah.
So I was able to email her.
When'd you lose your wallet?
I had to send a copy of my,
So
I emailed my
after
friend.
Christmas.
License to
so, and then
Download.
download it, and then, yeah.
I think I have yours. You said 16?
Yeah, I emailed you that.
Yeah, I sent mine.
My social together.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'll forward that to you.
Let me ask you, do you have people who just clean your house, like, can your apartment complex make security?
No, I wouldn't be done like that. I literally don't know. I was really drunk all the time. I still don't know what's going on, but I did then. I don't know.
All right, mine's been at 10.
You want me to forward yours to you too?
No, I got mine.
At the agent portal login, which email is that asking for? I mean, which?
Outlook.
The Outlook one?
Uh-huh.
Okay, thank you.
Miss Toy,
yes, ma'am.
you sent me one, so, do you want me to send that to you? Or do you have it? You have what you need right now?
Oh, yeah, I was just emailing my license to me, but I sent you the driver's license, social, everything on one. I resent it all this one.
Okay, you have it, so you don't need me to send it?
Yeah, I don't,
Okay.
yep, I just forwarded the one I sent to you to me.
Gotcha.
Yep,
So this is
There,
correct,
there.
we're on this thing to review the contract, your business is a check as sole proprietorship.
I'm making it back.
Is that, like, it's just auto-generated on the,
It auto-populate, well, if it's auto-populating or something, then it should be safe to leave it as that.
okay.
It wants me to reset my password.
Good. Oh, yeah, okay. It says a frequency of commission payment daily, but we just get it all on our bi-weekly check, right?
Mhm. Matter of fact, for that, you can put daily, I think.
It's already out of,
it's
Ah,
already
okay,
all
so
generated.
we-
I just wanted to be sure,
Yes,
you know what I mean?
no, it's when they'll send it over so that it can be available for
Take it.
your check.
And then we started a lot. That's too horrible. Somebody's like, 50 words long.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see.
Huh?
I'm trying to see the E&O so that I can upload it and it won't see.
If you try to write from the email, it should. There it goes.
It's there.
Good? Yep. You just have to think a little bit. Okay, Toy,
Yes, ma'am.
I have your social, I did not get an ID on there.
I sent them all.
Okay, I don't know why it's
let
missing
me-
that.
I'm gonna, see, I'll re-forward it.
Please.
Yes, ma'am.
So I can bring that up in this,
It says complete your AML training.
anti-money laundering, you guys can click through that, doesn't
Go through
really
that.
require any. I
I
didn't say it doesn't require thinking, but it doesn't.
Now,
Oh.
what kind of disrespect, see, now the internet is.
Is your cord loose?
Oh,
The
God.
cord ain't been loose,
What
I
happened?
don't know what. this
If you
is.
have a physical copy, I could make a copy. I mean, if you have the physical.
Oh,
I
no,
have-
it went through.
Okay.
Prosperity Mindsets anti-money laundering training for agents. You will be guided through the training at the end of. Thank you for your time.
Oh, got it. Yeah, I don't know why that did not come through with the other stuff. Yeah.
What?
Oh, nothing. Just trying to make sure that I have a complex enough password.
And the thing with this cord is that's connected in the wall bar.
Do-
It won't even come out the wall bar. And like before I wiggled it and I unplugged this and it would work, it just was, oh wait, how's it? It went back on.
I will,
Alright, they don't like that password.
I just don't want it to keep happening. like, if I'm
right,
doing
so
something
I'll
important.
get you a new cord, hopefully that's it, but I guess getting it out the wall is gonna be first and foremost.
Yeah, I don't wanna like force it out. I don't know if my nail's in the way, but I'm like trying to.
I'm gonna get it.
Must have been my nails.
I'm judging
You know pretty.
They're beautiful. Sometimes it's worth it. But were you going underneath? Because it was a little, the thing was actually under.
Oh, maybe that's why I didn't see it was under. That's weird, under.
Yes. I just gave away another one of these. It might be the jack itself, but either way, I'll get it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna try, but I couldn't get it up.
Miss Andrea, you good?
I forgot you unplugged it.
Don't mind her, she's okay, guys. Actually, I have no problem with that.
I am on I'm getting used to waking up early and my activeness is kicking in.
Does it? I don't know if this, that way. Anything to do with anything, but maybe obstacles we can figure out.
And this is a new cord, right?
No.
Or I
See,
mean,
so
it's-
this
it's
one
not
didn't
that one.
have, yeah, it's a different one. This one, that probably wasn't, because this didn't have the little piece on there, so maybe it was wiggling around.
It says unidentified network. No. Oh wait. Oh, there it goes.
Got action?
Yeah.
Action,
That's
Chelsea.
not wrong.
Yeah, it was probably this, because it's usually. Whatever password you use, Ms. Hannah, if you're changing your password, because I really don't know where you are, because I haven't heard anyone else changing. But email it to Jason so we can keep it on file for you, so you don't have to run into anything. Okay, yes, you're good.
Okay.
Everybody good? You guys doing the AML?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
slept like garbage last night.
Now that it likes it, it's green, okay.
Okay, so write it down somewhere and or, not and or, and email it to Jason, please.
Email our contract to Jason.
No,
What'd you say?
she updated a password.
I'll get to it, maybe. Thank you.
Mhm.
Oh.
Anti-money laundering
Well, I
training.
did it was
Welcome
good,
to the
so.
Prosperity Life Group's anti-money laundering.
You know what's a good thing? I always have headphones in first.
Oh my gosh, I have some on my van, I got a whole bunch of them.
I always just
Headsets,
keep it in.
because we have those, monitors, not, but you know, TVs, and everybody wanna watch something different, so everybody got headsets. I got like 4 pairs of headsets in the
We are
van.
kids that bougie.
They, a
Better
whole
that than
mess.
drive you crazy while you're driving them. Or do they still drive you crazy while you're
Sometimes they do just because they'll start arguing over the simplest, silliest stuff, like, I wanted to hear that song again. Play this one. It's like,
That's
hey,
why I have
headsets.
one kid.
Whenever
Watch
I
whatever you want,
reproduce,
boo-boo.
I want like one boy and one girl in that order, but that's, who knows? It's one. And
Okay, everyone, well, everyone alive still?
Mom, is there something floating in your drink?
Yes, leaves.
The way it moved, like, cause I can't quite,
Oh,
it's
'cause
not,
there's
it's
a,
not this way, it's along the side, it looked like a fish. I was like, that's a hill.
And that would be very interesting.
Dry.
did you finish your prosperity?
What's funny is, you know how Smart Water has a fish on the inside? of the
Yes,
fridge?
well, I have different ones, but yeah.
My goddaughter, she's 16 now, so this was a very long time ago. She was like 2, and every time I
Okay,
drink
good.
it, she'd be like, fish. But at first we thought she was saying a cuss word. All
Yeah.
her words are a little jacked up.
Yeah.
But every time I drink it, she'd be like, fish, fish. I'm like, okay.
Yes.
And then we were buying some, and we're in the checkout line, and she's yelling again, fish, fish. And the lady was like, oh, it is a fish. And she turned it inside, and I was like, all this time, I thought she was a little crazy. But it was actually a fish inside.
Yep.
So, yeah. My poor baby. You finished with this?
With that, yes, I finished with that. I'm trying to do your, money laundering.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It says, in order to process it, we need the
Oh,
following
yeah.
documents, proof of errors and.
You know,
Right.
that's the email that I sent you. Download that. The
And-
second
Whose
email, and
man
then you
did
attach
this?
it.
Okay.
That's
Download
how-
that.
doing.
And then a copy of
They
the
don't want me,
IDs. We have that in mind as well.
Did you send that
I
to
thought
me?
it was just me
If you
because
send it
of
to
my
me, I
dream
can
and
have it.
headaches that I was,
No, I
was
was
like
not
getting
sent
weak.
you an email.
Yeah,
You
that-
you took
But
it.
apparently
Okay,
No.
give it back to me and I'll scan them in.
It's in the back.
That
Okay.
might, you might wanna ask
Okay, so
Andrew
give
or
me a
Jason or
minute,
something,
I'll get
'cause,
it and I'll email it.
Like,
Okay,
look,
I'll be
my
working on it.
almost
But I need some names, like, someone go out to the.
Let me see.
Yeah,
Don't
good try.
look,
Good
don't
luck.
look.
Good,
Don't let
'cause
this
one
toilet,
thing got my
toilet.
hand ready. Hey, I'm happy to do it.
She started it because it was too easy
It
to
was
open.
I
I
know.
thought it's yesterday or something.
Yeah.
Okay, cause it's all
Literally,
red
it's
right
cool.
here from me trying.
Maybe you're pushing it down because I just turned it.
Oh,
I
I was going
was
like
pushing
this.
it down. Why am I acting like it's a pill?
That's why I'm here.
Yes.
Stuff like that. I'll be right back. I'm running to HR. Everybody is in the midst of or completing their AML, right?
Yes.
And that shouldn't take long because you can really just.
Figure it out.
Yeah, I can't do mine because she has to put it in the computer first.
You get
What? Why?
Because she has to make copies and scan it in.
your ID.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's why. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Once
so
you finish.
confused.
I never saw
They're
that.
like,
They never
hold
showed
on,
it to me.
what?
I never saw that part.
Well, because it was weird because you had to go back and it's
But it never populated.
yeah, you had to hit
I did.
finish and then you'd have to go back to the bottom and say continue.
Yeah.
And then it took you back to the other. There's a glitch in that thing. That's all.
There is. Alright, so now let's get what we can do. I should be able to get this one.
Keep an eye on your email, Miss Hannah, that should be coming through in just a minute or two, okay?
Thank you.
Uh-huh. I'm sorry. You got that email from Jason? Okay.
Does anybody in here know that strawberries are man-made fruit?
But they're so good nonetheless.
I know. John's like, those were man-made, I'm like, I don't know, like them anyway.
Listen, you know more about this than I do. Has this timed out? I need to get back to where I can download that. So it's gonna already have, I can't even read it. I'm sorry.
You got your glasses?
Not yet. We got it.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. That's what
You
I
can
do.
also zoom in on your original, so you can read better if you want me to.
I can. That's fine.
What glasses you want. You can do it from here.
Control plus.
Go down.
Thank you.
That way.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm on the
Send you
same
those-
way. She got her text messages like extra ground day.
Has she really? Let's see. There we go, complete the contract.
Yeah, but I think, it's like, these little, like, the smaller ones, like, they're not necessarily, what they do is, they don't, so strawberries technically aren't GMO,
No,
they're just like a hybridization, there you go, they're hybridization. Like, how they make the 40 fruit trees.
I just can't help think about it every time I eat one now. Like I knew.
They're
it,
still
but
natural.
because I eat strawberries and every time I eat it, he brings it up. So, well, when I eat it in front of him or it's in the refrigerator.
So, yeah, no, it's hybridization, it's not GMO, so it's still okay, it's a difference.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not GMO strawberry. I think I'm gonna order lunch tomorrow. From Crazy Burrito. Woman in Hampton. Oh God, there's this local place called Crazy Burrito. It is like at the best. They're like this. Yeah, like I cut it in half and one half for lunch and one half for dinner.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a $10 burrito, but it's so worth it. Everything's cooked so fresh, and every time me and my friends order there, not one time have they ever made a mistake and screwed up our order. They, any modification, anything, they always get it right. And like I said, it's cooked so fresh. The chicken, like I get the chicken fajita one, and the chicken's not dry, it's nice and juicy. Yeah. That look is classic though.
You can work and eat through that over there?
That's nothing good, isn't it?
I got
It's not a mystery. Everyone had it, and nobody had it. Now we can't remember it. Somehow magic just happened, so.
Somebody look out there like that, hanging in that.
No. Okay, how's everyone? Quick, let's get through with that.
Yeah, you have to,
You
you
have
have
to
to
finish
finish
it.
each one.
It won't let you
Yeah.
fast forward. I tried to do more.
Yeah, does not work at all.
They got
And
smart.
it doesn't say how long it is.
They got smart. 15 minutes should be, but it's usually like 5. Well, it's like 5 minutes.
I'm gonna run to the restroom.
Yes.
Energy, money laundering, I've been doing that so many times. It's incredible. Hate it.
I've done it every year for the past almost 20 years, because we have to do AML
Every
once
year.
a year for finance,
So.
not once every 2 years like here.
I hate it. I don't
I
like
think
it.
that's actually kind of cool, because I am used to doing it.
Oh, I think it's great because when
What's going on?
the scammers, online scammers try to get me, I'm like,
I wouldn't know how to drive it up now, but it's okay.
I've done it for the last, I don't even say how.
I love AML. I did AML, position in AML when I was in finance. It was great.
Welcome to the Prosperity Life Group's anti-money laundering training for
So you can,
agents. You will be guided through the training, at the end of which
Turn it down, but
Yeah,
I'll
turn it
probably
down
have
and
you
then
guys
mute
come out of that and finish later in a few minutes. Or right for a few more minutes, but I'll probably have you guys pop up because you should be able to get right back in.
I did, I knew it.
What page are you on, Joy? Upper left, it says.
oh goodness, 18.
Wow. D. Wow. D.
I just hate how this don't run until my hard cash pass, that's how everything goes. This is really bothering me.
What happened? You need to change the settings?
I did, but this Prosperity, it doesn't comply. It does not comply. It's like, no, I'm gonna be super bright in your face, make your head hurt.
There are shades somewhere if you need.
That's why I was like, I think I'm really gonna have to go grab a DC powder out my truck, cause I'm getting like a little mini headache over here.
Did you try turning the nightlight feature on,
Mhm.
Joy?
Night mode?
That usually takes the blue light out at least.
I have blue light glasses if you need them.
Really?
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
please.
Okay.
Otherwise you.
Are those the ones with like the yellow tint on them?
Is that somebody?
Oh, no, I'm just asking.
No, I really don't know.
Oh, okay, I haven't.
It should be a purple tint.
Oh, I don't know, cause I just saw some glasses with like a yellow tint on them the other day on a infomercial. They were trying to sell it. I was like, ooh, what's that?
My reading glass, my eyeglasses, I just don't have them with me.
Yeah, they
Like,
have
they're not at home, I
anti-reflective.
left them
I have, I know
somewhere.
what you're talking about, the anti-reflective.
No, they have blue light
Who they
coat
were.
on it, and it made the, like, when the light reflects off of it, you can see like this lavender across my lens.
That's what they call the AR, the anti-reflective, it's that Polaroid at my doctor's office.
Oh,
That's
cause
what
there
it
is
is.
two different things, I have the anti-reflective, but I have the blue ring as well.
Yeah.
You apologize.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
And he says for laundry.
Oh, God, yes.
That's my outfit. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, thank you all.
Mhm. I have another pair.
I've never actually
Let me
really
see
felt
what
the
difference
pressure
that
start
makes,
trying to go
It
away.
doesn't immediately feel, I mean, after you
I
wash.
can never wear glasses, I'm sure. Oh, they do.
So definitely,
Wow.
I got
Really
those off of
glasses,
Amazon.
it
It's a good
really works.
investment. You can get like 2 pairs for maybe $10, I think was what it was. It came in 2s, I could send you guys the link, I think I got.
No, I meant like with my eyelashes are so long, usually like most glasses won't.
Oh,
Like
like they
without,
rub up against the
yeah, I have to put them like down here on my, like my lens. Cool.
And they're blue light glasses.
Mhm.
You said you'll send us the link.
Mhm. What page are you on, so I think you're the furthest ahead on this?
I'm on 20.
Aside from Karen, who's done.
Been done, that's why.
I know.
My page
Did it let you click through?
No.
It had,
Do you know how many pages you did?
What, Toys on page 20. You're on what, about 16 or 17 now?
Yeah, I'm on 17.
I did a lot of that stuff at the bank
Mhm.
with
That's what-
OFAC and SARS.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying earlier, we had to do AML in the finance industry every year, and that's
Yeah, anybody came in with any significant amount of money, didn't matter. You had to do a SARS, and then anybody who wanted
Oh,
to
you
join,
mean
we
in
had to
the
do an
branch?
OFAC. I don't work in the main branch.
Oh, if they like wanted to, purchase a policy, but they already have like $2,000.
Just banking in general had nothing to do with
Bringing in
policy.
too much money.
Oh, like the
Or,
$9.99 thing,
bank
you have to put under $9,999 so you don't get flagged.
And anybody who wants to join or add a beneficiary, we had to run an OFAC.
What's an OFAC?
It's where they check your background to make sure you're not wanted
I see.
for some sort of, and it's more with money laundering,
many
it's not
pages
anything
was it?
else.
20?
It is, yes.
ECU
Probably
or
outage in your area.
is the main branch. So we did, everything came through us. So, I'll go back members.
Oh, goodness. Oh, you don't put me in pain. Oh my
It helps?
They got them at Walmart for $5. We like blocking spectacles.
I like Amazon because I don't have to go
Yeah.
Preach.
in. Stuff shows up at my house.
I do
I
my
like
grocery
that too.
shopping through Amazon Fresh.
I did for a little while, but, well, not Amazon, Carts.
Instacart.
That's what I use because they go to Aldi.
But then when I needed fruit, I needed to do that on my own.
But now,
You don't
I
trust
only have
Instacart
one
shopping?
today.
Just
I
grab
can actually go
anything.
and.
Some of them, I used to do Instacart and I was very choosy with the produce, like I shopped at Zip, it was my grocery list. But 90% of people don't.
If I feel it, I do it, I check it, I put it on sale.
Yeah.
I do it all- Because I did it when, as soon as COVID hit, I signed up and I was making,
I know.
but I think what happened is everybody kind of tired to it. And cause I was like, I'm making $800 a week sitting here grocery shopping. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, okay.
Well, what happened is because of COVID, they decided to hire another 250,000 Instacart shoppers, and then it was overpopulated. It was, the market was
And
so
then there was, like,
saturated that we
nothing.
couldn't, that there was nothing
There
there
might be like one for
because you were
$10.
fighting to get a batch, and so.
Yeah, even if you looked on, like, I would try to like plan it on, they say like what the times of that, because I was actually waking up early trying to do Instacart. Me, so like, I tried.
I hear you.
Probably go through public.
I know. I can go through colors with my eyes closed practically.
Yeah. I did my clothes. The one I would get, what is it, Whole Foods or whatever. I had no idea how to work already.
I like Whole Foods and Sprouts. But I
Oh,
would-
Sprouts, that's.
I
the
would
one.
never ever take a CVS order because I did that once and I was like, oh,
Miss
3
Andrew, are you
items.
still good? Are you
5
done
items,
with
you
your
know, but then
anti-money
you have no
laundering
idea
yet?
where the store is.
I am on 11.
So it was no Target, no CVS.
I've never done Target. Sprouts and Whole Foods, I had to like get accustomed with because the people that ordered from there were
Okay,
things I didn't even know what
perfect,
it was.
perfect,
Like the first time,
Madison.
like, it's the Kuma stuff or Kulak or the
The
little,
Kamachi.
yeah, I didn't have no idea. I had so much stuff on them. I was getting all the stores.
All right, so you're done, the two of you are done, you're clicking through still?
Almost done.
Okay.
How many
I'm on 21.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna be done at 22, is the last page,
Oh, is
exit
it?
page.
So we're going to start at, in 3 minutes, we'll go ahead and start the video for the anti-money laundering. You're just really clicking through, so you don't have to do anything. You can do that while the,
It's funny.
yes. Mhm.
Oh, we gotta watch
We just
it.
had to click.
I was actually paying attention to this.
Oh, yeah. No, don't bother.
She said, oh yeah, don't bother.
Well, I never, I'm new, but I felt like.
No, no,
it'd
that's
probably be
good though.
useful.
Don't mind me. It's only because you'll do it a million times and it's basically It's one of those things, once you know it, you know it.
Well, some of the
Mo,
stuff
I
I was
think
talking
we
about,
have
I'm
the
like,
same
how I'm
rules.
gonna know what transaction.
I mean, I'm not wearing my.
You won't know that.
Right?
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah, what?
Just tell Mo, I think we have the same pair of boots. I mean, I have a bunch of boots, but.
Oh, yeah, so you have the same boots as a lot of me. So I don't even feel special.
You so silly.
Already heard about it.
Oh,
I
goodness.
check all them.
I have a couple of shoes,
Me too.
makeup.
You don't like shoes and makeup?
No, she loves choosing it.
Oh, you
A couple, I said I have a couple problems. Shoes, makeup,
Ever
clothes.
since I got these stupid pointy nails, I keep putting holes in all my things,
Oh,
all my shirts.
I went to Haiti after our government gave them $1 billion. Yeah. We drove around the country for quite a few days everywhere.
I
Guess
can't
what? what?
get these pointy nails every.
I couldn't see where anybody spent a penny to fix anything.
Alright, so on that note, we are going to jump on to some, okay. In regards to storytelling, let me go get Miss Susan. And we'll get going. Miss Madison, Miss Andrea, we're about to get into some good stuff here. Miss Andrea, you can, oh, that's what you were saying. You can just click through that. We're gonna listen to a video in a second. Keep clicking. Miss Clickety click, click, click. Are you ready? Whenever you are. Whenever. Oh, stupid. I keep looking.
just to get them where they're
Get
not
them
too
shorter.
sharp. Tell them don't
I'm
make it.
getting my coffin nails. I can.
Yeah, I love it. I keep
So you remember that,
Yeah, it's the length.
Well, I like them, but the
If
coffin
you-
nails on there.
if you think that you're whispering, you're probably not, because you're right there by that thing. I don't know what you're saying.
Oh,
I'm
she's
just
just talking about her
reminding-
nails.
No, I was just reminding you.
Nothing inappropriate.
Just reminding you to make sure. Okay,
Susan
welcome
with
back,
the
we missed
necktie.
you. I sat there, so I apologize. Welcome. All right, now in regards to your stories, did you guys start looking? Did you guys come across anything specifically that you, and we'll break them down, but I do want you guys to listen to the video to get some really good stuff. But did everyone get a chance to at least put a little bit of something down for each of the categories?
The ones that are.
Yes?
Yeah, the ones that I say, yeah.
Okay, all right. Ms. Hannah, did you get a chance to look over the document and start getting a little bit of a skeleton down for your stories?
I already have that.
And you too, Ms. So, while this is waiting, was there anyone in particular that any or everyone, and ladies, did you guys get a chance to do your story? Start looking into stories and thinking about and preparing a little bit of something for each category? Was there anything that anyone had particular trouble trying to come up with a story for?
Well, the one I told you about this one.
Okay. No. Everybody good? For the most part, you have an idea for each of them, what you're going to, because we will deep dive. Did you guys actually write them out or type them up?
I wrote some of mine out.
Okay. Crystal? Did you write yours out? You took, okay. Okay, all right. Any questions, comments, concerns? So while you think you have a good story now,
It'll suck later.
oh boy, it's just the beginning, because I'm sure there is quite a bit that you did not think to do unless you're just a natural storyteller. But Stories are very, very important, and you want them to be as colorful as possible. You don't want to put your clients to sleep when you are telling them stories. You really want to have your stories come to life and be able to get your point across with your stories. So having good stories to use throughout the script or throughout the process and throughout your calls will definitely have a huge impact on you being able to really get the client to feel the things that you're wanting them to feel. Mod 4, especially when the client does not have a situation in which they have had an instance that they've had someone that has passed and they've had to come up with funds to pay for a funeral, that is going to be a very, very important, pivotal part of the conversation. You having not just a story, but a good story to paint a picture, because they don't know. They have not been in that situation. So you want to make sure that if they can't reference it themselves, you want to make sure that you could you imagine and go into what happened to you, or just give them an instance so that they can imagine. So we are waiting for the video to start up. We'll give it another few minutes. So we'll go around and touch on some of your stories, because I do want to get a feel for where you guys were. Did you guys see the rules on the back for writing your story? Did anyone look on the back for the rules? More specific your story is, the more detail it has, the more of an impact it'll have. You do not want to improvise. So it's easy to think that I got this, I know this, I'm not gonna write it down. I don't need to write it down on page 30. I don't need to write this down, but you do. You don't want to sound like you're just pulling at straws and trying to come up with something on the fly. I think I said yesterday too, you also don't want to just make something up to try to prove a point and then later contradict the statement that you've made. All your credibility will be out the window. You want your stories to have some truth behind it, even if it's not you specifically that dealt with it and it is a friend of yours, or I know this happens often, where you want to be able to really have some truth behind it, because there's a lot more feeling that you're able to give when a story is true. This is going so slow today. Also, so as you're going through your role plays, when we break down and we start letting you guys pair up and go over the script, you want to don't get stuck with one story. You want to switch it up. You want to use different ones so you get used to sharing your stories and saying it, and your stories will grow, your stories will evolve. Just like the more you learn, the easier it will become for you to deliver the script. The more you learn, the more people you talk to, you'll even start picking up stories that clients have shared with you. You can say a client of mine, this, that, or the third, and really be able to deliver it, again, with feeling. Even if it didn't happen to you specifically, you want to deliver the stories with feelings. But you also don't want your stories to get stale. You don't want to use a story so much that now it sounds like you're just reading something when it's really your story, but you're so used to saying it that it doesn't have the same feeling. There have been times personally where I've delivered a story, the same story, but being that I tried to be so fresh with it that I've had same story, I've said it 50 times maybe, and you cry or, feel that emotion and have to take it back because you are genuinely telling this person that you've connected with about your situation. So you want to, or your story, you're sharing with them. So you want to make sure, and I didn't bawl on the phone, but you get choked up sometimes because you are sharing actual experiences and painting a picture. Paint a picture so good, you put yourself in that situation if you're truly delivering the story like it should be delivered. Remember, this is a performance. Use adjectives and action words, verbs, time, touch, emotion, personality, words that describe the emotion of your story. Creation words, you want to paint a picture. Fluffy, soft, bumpy, smooth. Describe emotion, energetic, afraid, scared, enthusiastic. So we will also have, once you guys are done with training, which will be on the 22nd, that's next Friday, the following week, and it'll probably be the following week, we're going to have a storytelling competition with the team. So that is how important stories are. We want to keep them fresh. We actually had we had a competition a couple of months ago, Angela won, where I don't even know, it was like a tournament, but it was fun. And that was actually one of our biggest weeks selling because we refreshed our stories and we got back into the emotion, and it just reminds you of how important they are. But the better you are at telling stories, the better you're going to be at actually making policies or closing policies and providing help to people. So again, the fact that that was one of our biggest weeks should say a lot about how important not only having a story, but being fresh with your stories are. So,
yesterday last night I was on the phone with my bestie and I got some unexpected feedback, which was kind of funny since we're talking about storytelling, because she's having on the phone and mom was standing there and she's like, I love when Crystal tells a story. She's like, she's so detail oriented. She's like, I just feel like I'm right there. She's like, I can just picture everything.
So take
it's
that
a personal
and-
blessing.
well, it will be a blessing in this instance. Now, keep in mind, you don't want to be so ready to tell your story that you're not engaged in the client, or they tell you something and you jump right in because you're ready. So you want to be mindful of that, and you want to remember that this is you paying them back for something that they've shared with you. So you don't want to just give them a story and they haven't given you anything, because then your story has a lot less impact than it should, because they're like, I don't care, or that has nothing to do with me, or I didn't, you want to make sure that it's relatable.
And natural.
And something that, again, the more passionate you feel about it, and the more it pertains to you or has some truth to it, the easier it's going to be for you to actually deliver it with the emotion that's needed for them to feel it. Okay, we might have action. Give me 1 minute.
This is just a random question that I could
Listen.
If I like, if you want somebody to write a policy, like if I was to write a policy like for my mom, it would still go based off of her health and stuff. Even
Yes.
if I'm the one paying.
Yes. So you would be, she's the insured, so the information
Stop.
would it would be from her. Good night. Is there a follow-up question, or you good?
I think I answered that. I was just gonna say, I was gonna say like, if I opened the policy, like not from an expense over my mom, I could, because are they going based off of my income, how large the policy could be, or they would be going based off of her?
You can get as much insurance as you are able to afford.
Right.
So the amount of coverage is more so depending on health, and the premium is also depending on the health, but the amount of coverage really is gonna determine the cost. So whatever you can afford to pay for, you can get. You can get as much coverage.
You know my mom's story, so.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
And
her
what,
fault.
remind me on lunch today, when we go out, if you want me to look, then I will.
Yeah, I told her, I said, my trainer said she could look up for you.
That's perfect for final expense. You get as much of that 35.
I know.
I mean, I want to do something creative. I don't need no money. I just know she doesn't want us worrying about it, but because of her health, even her finances, I don't care if I have to do it for myself. I'm better off than her taxing when she's 102 years old and.
But life insurance, when you do regular life insurance, there is a cap on them. You can, they won't sell you certain policies like you.
Oh, I know, she's gonna have to have a special type of policy. That's what's the problem for, she couldn't get through security.
How old is she?
All right, let's reel it in. We're about to listen to this video.
In 2009, a man, a journalist, by the name Rob Walker, find out is storytelling really the most powerful tool of all? And in order to do this, he went on his computer and he bought 200 objects from Google. And the average price of the objects were about $1. He then called 200 authors and he asked them, hey, would you like to be part of the significant objects study? Which means that I would like you to write a story to one of the objects. 200 authors said yes. So there he had 200 objects. He had 200 stories. I assume that it was with nail-biting anticipation. But he went on eBay again. Then all the 200 objects. Would there be a difference? Would there be a change? Do you think there was a change? One of the objects was this beautiful horse's head. There we go. The beautiful horse's head. Now this beautiful horse's head was bought for 99 cents and was sold when the story was added for $62.95. That is a slight increase of 6,395%. So was this a one-off situation? Not really, because he bought 200 objects for a total of $129, selling them for $8,000. Now that's insane. But you know what's even more intellectually challenging to understand is how can you and I go to the movies and pay good money to watch movies like James Bond, who are absolutely unrealistic. And we sit there, we enjoy the movie. Some of us, we really enjoy the movie. And we leave the theater going like, what a man. I would like to be more like him. I'd like to walk like him. I'd like to talk like him. I like Bond. I wonder how I could be more like Bond. And then this weird revelation hits you, like from nowhere, and you come up with a brilliant idea to walk to a watchmaker shop. And wow, it just happens to be an Omega watch in that shop that resembles the one that Bond was wearing in the movie. And you pay $10,000 to put that watch on your wrist, and you leave that store feeling more like Bond. How is that possible? PQ Media tells us that $10.5 billion is turned over in product placement revenue every single year. How is it possible for you to be so easily tricked by something so simple as a story? Because you are tricked. Well, it all comes down to one core thing, and that is emotional investment. The more emotionally invested you are in anything in your life, the less critical and the less objectively observant you become. And the greatest emotional investment of all is falling in love. And falling in love resembles a good story. Do you remember the last time you fell in love? You? Good for you. It's a beautiful feeling, isn't it? Do you remember how you longed and how you yearned and how you dreamt? Then you looked at her and maybe you thought, God, I love the way you chew that apple. So crunchy. Oh, crunchy. It's over the edge, you know. Oh, it's so sexy. Love it. And then about 13 months later, when you biochemically fall out of love, 13 months later, on an average, you fall out of love. Suddenly, you find yourself sitting in the sofa. And you go, Jesus Christ, where did this thing come from? God, where are my friends? This is a weird thing. And then suddenly you hear a sound. You go like, what's that? You go to the kitchen and you look, like, oh, it's you. You're eating an apple there. You just keep that down just a little bit, yeah. You're kind of spraying the table there. Please don't. And you sit down comfortably again, and just a minute later you hear somebody drinking tea from the kitchen going, and suddenly, this is all annoying to you. Have you been there? Sadly enough. 30 months later, our critical thinking and our cortex comes home from a 1-year-long vacation. And we start questioning things. Now, during those 30 months, what happened was that your brain was flooded with neurotransmitters and hormones, hijacking your cortex, throwing your objectively observant skills out of the window. And the thing with the story is that the same thing can happen. In stories, the same hormones and neurotransmitters can be released. Hormones like vasopressin, oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, endorphins. And you know what? That's what I would like to do during my talk. I would like to induce 3 hormones into your brain. I call it the angel's cocktail, so it's a nice cocktail. I would like to start with radically increasing your dopamine levels. And I need your consent on this. Is it okay? Cool. If you don't like the idea of that, you'll just have to cover your ears. So dopamine, this is what it looks like. And when you have that in your blood, these are the beautiful effects. You get more focus, more motivation, and you remember things in a better way. So what does dopamine feel like? It feels like this. About 6 years ago, I received a phone call from a woman who represented one of the biggest training companies in Scandinavia.
Can you guys
She said,
hear
"Hey,
okay?"
David, we've got a lot of trainers in presentation skills and in rhetorics, and we would like to increase the level of all of these. And we think you are a perfect fit. Would you like to come to a meeting?" I'm like, wow, I'm honored. I'd love to. And I come up to Stockholm, and I go into their office. And just as I am going to pull the handle down, what I don't know then is that I'm walking into one of the absolute worst meetings I'm ever going to have in my life. But I don't know that yet, so it's okay. I open the door, and I meet this woman. Her name is Lena. And hurriedly she says, "David, just so you know, I'm not the one you're going to have this meeting with. You can have it with 3 gentlemen further on here." And I'm like, okay, that's strange. Usually you know who you're going to have the meeting with. And then she progresses with a bit of chit-chatting, and then suddenly she says, are you ready now? And I'm like, yeah, what should I be ready for? And then she says, just so you know, can you see the room over there? And I go like, yes, I can see it. Well, in that room you have the 3 gentlemen. Just so you know, they're all majority owners of this company. They've all got an ex-military background, and none of them wants the training that you are going to pitch.
After 30 days, I could not believe my before and after picture. I literally rolled back the hands of time 10 years. When I first saw this product, I thought it looked kind of crazy.
I'm like, come on! Why am I here? And it's like, well, all the trainers want this, but the management are on too high horses. They can't see that they need it. So it's pretty simple. The only thing you have to do is go in there and kind of, just prove the opposite. I'm like, yeah, that sounds simple, doesn't it? And I can remember myself, I'm walking towards this office, my sweat is coming down my palms, my heart is racing, and just halfway there, and she calls my name. And I still, to this day, don't know if this woman is sadomasochistic or just downright unintelligent. Because she calls my name and she goes like, David, and it's like I'm going to get a tip, something like that. So I turn around to ask her to go like, and she says the following. If I don't tell you what she says there, is that annoying? Well, actually, as an example, I'm not going to do that. I just wanted to prove to you what it feels with high dopamine levels. Would you say that your focus was increased? Your attention was increased? You were creative, you created situations around this, and you probably already figured out what that room looked like, correct? And you remember that I did that to you for quite a while. Now, the feeling you had there was high levels of dopamine, which is beautiful. So how do you do that? Well, what you do is you build suspense, you launch a cliffhanger, and the most beautiful thing of all is that all storytelling is per definition dopamine creating, because it's always something that we're waiting and expecting. So just imagine, just by using storytelling, you can get those techniques. You don't have to do a cliffhanger like that. So that was the first hormone. I'd now like to go to oxytocin. Is that okay as well? I'll induce that. All right. The beautiful effects of oxytocin are the following. You become more generous, you trust me more, and you bond to me. You want to do that? Right. So this was 9 months have passed, and advanced area. The little brother who was 5 years of age at that point in time, he was kind of really looking forward to what's going going to happen. He was going to become a big brother. And he helped us pick out the wallpaper, he helped choose the bed linen. He even saved his own pocket money to buy a stuffed animal, which was placed on the pillowcase. About 2 days before the planting ceremony, something happened. Something wasn't right. Parents couldn't, something was off. The day before, there was simply no movement. There was no heartbeat. You couldn't feel or hear it.
Can't even hear this.
Parents rushed into hospital, lay down on the bed. The doctor comes in, checks the stomach, looks at me, and sees what I see, and that is that the heart is no longer beating. It's just me, 9 years ago. It's the worst thing I've ever experienced in my childhood. And I don't know, can you just imagine what you have to tell the 5, how you tell that to a 5-year-old? You just imagine, because he's home there waiting in anticipation for this coming. It won't happen. So part of me, and to handle that, I talk about it. And I've talked to you about it. And now, you've got higher levels of oxytocin in your body, whether you want it or not. Which means that you feel more human. You're bonding to me. And you feel more relaxed. So how do you do that? In storytelling, you create empathy. So whatever character you build, you create empathy for that character. And oxytocin is the most beautiful hormone of all, because you feel human. Now the third and last hormone is endorphins, and I would like to show you a woman which we can say has overdosed on endorphins. Let's just look for that. Look at me.
To aspire and to respond. Are you speaking or listening?
She's tripping.
Like, honey, try getting her to say
I think it's even funnier that he still has a straight face, because somebody's sitting in front of me laughing like that one would be laughing
He
too.
laughed.
Come on, guys,
Now-
let's listen, because they couldn't hear.
Have our life together. To be loyal to you with my whole life and with all my being. And love
She's trying to rush some words.
Oh, the timing of that is so lousy, isn't it? So how do you create endorphins? Well, you make people laugh. What happens then is that they become more creative, they become more relaxed, and again, they become more focused, which is beautiful to have. Now, all these 3 hormones that I've induced into your brain now is what I call the angel's cocktail. But there is an opposite of that cocktail, and I call that the devil's cocktail. And the devil's cocktail has high levels of cortisol and adrenaline. And they feel like this. Ah!
Karen's
Miss Karen was paying attention.
So high levels of cortisol and adrenaline. And the problem with that is that if you've got really high concentrations, which I didn't give you there, but when you've got high concentrations, look at this. Is this something that you want to have, the people you talk to, have in their blood, in their system? Now, in our stressful work lives, in our stressful lives, many times, when you present, when you communicate, when you deliver meetings, which one do you think they've drunk most of? The devil's cocktail or the angel's cocktail? Most commonly, the devil's cocktail. And the problem then is that you've got all this to work against. But all of that can change today. All of that can change by you starting to use something I call functional storytelling. And functional storytelling means that you do these 3 things. 1, You have to understand that you don't have to be a bearded old man in front of a fireplace with a dark voice in order to be a great storyteller. In my experience, when I train people, everybody is a good storyteller from birth. The only problem is that you don't believe it. The second thing is this: write down your stories. You'll notice that you have 3 to 4 times more stories in your life than you normally, or than you thought that you had. 3, index those stories. Which of your stories make people laugh, i.e. create endorphins? Which makes people feel empathy, i.e. oxytocin? And the next time you go into a meeting, you pick the story you want to release the hormone you wish in the person that you're talking to get exactly the desired effect that you want. And that's a beautiful thing. Now, you know me, some of you know me as Mr. Death by PowerPoint. And I want to round off with making my point very clear. And my point is this: 100,000 years ago, we started developing our language. It's sound to say that we started using storytelling to transfer knowledge from generation to generation. 27,000 years ago, we started transferring knowledge from generation to generation through cave paintings. 3,500 years ago, we started transferring knowledge from generation to generation through text. 28 years ago, PowerPoint was born. Which one do you think our brain is mostly adapted to? Thank you very much.
Does anyone understand the relevance behind that video
Yeah.
and see how powerful a good story is? Yeah, so I told you guys when we brushed up on our stories, our sales went up. So you want to make sure that you are definitely putting some thought, effort, energy, colors into painting a picture so that you guys can have that type of effect when you're telling your story. What are you trying to accomplish when you tell your story? So we will dive into stories and we'll listen to at least a story from each of you. Think about what was said, and I'm sure, like I said, what you guys have already written needs to be tweaked, and you need to add some color and some dimension and some feeling and emotion and all of that to what you've already started. But I didn't want you guys to have at least a ground level of, you know, some kind of base to be able to build off of. So we will take a break. We'll take 15. We'll take lunch. We'll take lunch and then we'll just come back and just annihilate the rest of the day. So
We're here till 4:30 today.
yes. So it is 11:45, 12:30. See y'all back. And if you have time, you come back early, you want to start working on your stories, we'll be hitting stories for a nice chunk of the second half of the day. So while you're at lunch, if you want to start playing, writing, thinking, meditating on your stories, don't be afraid to, because that's what we're going for.
Well, I feel like the gist of my stories, but not the details, we'll work on the details like together.
You guys are actually going to type them out and write them out, so. Talk them out, then you'll type them, write them, get them down. Get them down. All right, ladies, 12:30.
12:30.
12:30. Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I have such stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are. I've got some real doozies to do.